We like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos. Hit the notification bell, as well as we also got the excuse me. We also got the Cash Apps at $ BJ Matthews, PayPal, Broderick Masters. You know what I'm saying? And also continuously following us on all platforms in all situations, man. Get the shirts. You know what I'm saying, for $30 a pop, $35 for the sweatshirts. Hit our Cash App and we can go ahead and get that to y'all. Just send us your address through our IG, which is the pull up underscore the pull up underscore, and then also our Twitter, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. You know what I'm saying? But let's get it popping, man. We got a lot of good things to talk about today, man. Um, Shout out to my man Allen for the $2 donation this morning, and he labeled it "Where's Mello." He said for "Where's Mello." I'm like I said, man. I don't know where Melo is at. Melo is still in hiding right now. He's probably gonna be hiding for the rest of the spring, summer, going into next season. This is what he does. He, pops his chest all year. You know what I'm saying? And when they're up, their team is winning. But then when the team is, down, the team is losing, or they, get eliminated, then you know where to be found. Kind of like Devin Booker. Kind of like Devin Booker. Devin Booker has been avoiding the media. He's been avoiding questions ever since the Suns lost. Had a horrible performance in game 6. I think he had 13 points. He didn't want to talk to the media, so it makes sense why Melo's favorite team is the Suns, man. He's a front runner. And I've told y'all pretty much what the Suns are. They're front runners. They're all barking, no bite, haven't had their heart tested. And when they get their heart tested, they get exposed. That's what they've been. You know what I mean? So going through the chat, man, we got a lot of people. Make sure you hit the like button, man. You said the narrative changed quickly. I don't know what the narrative was, but yeah, I mean, I guess you're looking at the title. I don't know what the narrative was. Salute BJ in chat. Yes, sir. The realist. What's good, man? Max Penny should say Lakers in 6. Yep, Lakers in 6. We gotta talk about it, man. We gotta talk about um what happened in game 6 on both sides, actually. I was gonna come in here and just do the Lakers and Warriors, but I know I got some Heat fans in here too. Shout out to my man Big Tone, my uncle. Shout out to also I had a couple of more Heat fans. I think Epic Plays. Shout out to him as well. He's a Heat fan. Dejan Mercy is a Heat fan as well. So shout out to them, man. My Heat subscribers. We gotta talk about both teams, man. So let's start off with the Eastern Conference, man. Let's start off with the East. Let's go to it. Let me pull it up real quick for y'all so y'all can have a better idea. The Heat won 92-96 at home to close out the New York Knicks 92-96. If we look at all the team statistics, we can see from what we're seeing that it was a very low-scoring game from start to finish. It was a lot of grinded out, hard-nosed East Coast basketball, you know what I'm saying, half-court basketball. A lot of, physical play in this game. And the numbers revolve around it. I mean, neither team shot over 45% or 50%, and neither team never shot over 30% from the three. They both shot over 80%, 85% from the line. Rebounds, pretty much identical, 41-40. Assists, Miami, all the 3-point shots they were making. Blocks, New York, you know what I'm saying? Very physical inside presence by their team. Steals went to the Heat. Turnovers went to the Heat. Had less turnovers than the Knicks. Points in the paint went to Miami, which really showed, in my opinion, how good Bam Adebayo was yesterday. We're gonna get into him, and then personal fouls were even at 22. So, all in all, it was a pretty game that can go either way. Now, in watching this game between the Heat and the Knicks, I noticed a few things. First off, number one, the Knicks to me are lacking I think what they're lacking right now is just they have to get to another year. I think the pickup of Jalen Brunson is the pickup they needed, because that team, really lacked discipline and they lacked, controlling their emotions. I think Julius Randle is somebody that we have to accept who he is, man. He's a very good, solid player, but I think he's a little bit over his head. I think Julius Randle, is still not very a polished basketball player. I think he still has a lot of growing to do when it comes to, I'm saying, controlling his emotions. Um, I've seen him get into it with his own teammates on the court, and that just shows that he has a lack of maturity, and it shows he has a lack of, controlling his emotions. And this is supposed to be your best player. RJ Barrett is a good, solid young player. Not quite an all-star yet. I would say like a borderline star, borderline. Um, but he still has some growing to. But I like his intangibles. To be 6'7", to be able to have that type of size and length, and Gerd can get to the mid range, can shoot the three. Um, you know what I'm saying? And he's somewhat, sneaky athletic. So they have a very good core. They have, some other guys, Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickly, Isaiah Hardenstein. Um, they got some good players on New York Knicks. And I think they're, like I said before, your game is predicated on how your coach is, how your coach coaches. We all know Tom Thibodeau of the Knicks is a tough-nosed, hard-nosed coach. So I think that he's the correct coach for them, because of how they play and the type of players they have. I just think they just need another year together. Um, and I think, like I said, Jalen Brunson was the correct person for this team because he really, what I'm saying, gives this team like a lot of leadership, and he makes winning plays. He had 41 points yesterday, which was a game high. Just shows how, what I'm saying, ready he is for the moment. So I like the pick of Jalen Brunson. I think he's gonna be somebody that's gonna be a very, very good leader for this team. I didn't know how great of a player he was until really last year, and Dallas definitely made a mistake by letting that man go. But all in all, what I'm saying, the Knicks, have next year to look at. But the Miami Heat, man, listen, I wish Big Tone was in here. I hope my uncle comes in here, man, and talks about the Miami Heat and how they played, man, because they're really a team that I'm looking at like, you know what? Even though they don't have like super powerful, like, what I'm saying, like a super powerful team, everything that man said about his team was correct. He said that we don't back down from nobody, we don't fold against nobody, we play everybody the same, and we have our belief in my team, right? I have belief in my team. And Bam Adebayo is somebody that we've been questioning. I've noticed I've been questioning. Um, Being a second option, he's inconsistent. I'm saying the defensive player of the year, been on the defensive all NBA team multiple seasons. He's supposed to be a second best player. But because of his offensive game not being super polished, people have questioned him and he's wavered. Right. So last night he showed up with 23 points and 9 rebounds. And that's the performance they need from him, consistently. But I also see something about Miami too, man. They make winning plays at the right time. Whether it was Kyle Lowry in the fourth stripping RJ Barrett, whether it was Max Strus being confident from shooting his shots, 3-point shots, whether it was Caleb Martin, get a key steal. They make winning plays as a team. Gabe Vincent, pressuring Jalen Brunson pretty much the entire second half, full court. They just have a winning team, a winning culture. I mean, for this team to go to the conference finals 3 years since the bubble and then go to NBA finals, it just shows how great they are as a team. So they have a lot of togetherness with that team. And also you gotta remember, they're doing this all without Tyler Hero. I don't think people remember they're doing this all without Tyler Hero, who's supposed to be their second best scorer. So they're doing something I ain't seen all playoffs from any team. Right? Y'all make sure you hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe, hit the comments, you know what I'm saying? Hit the super stickers, super chat if y'all want a question read. Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal as well. Let me see. He told you be a Lake. I'm gonna get to the Lakers in a minute. I'm gonna definitely get to the Lakers in a minute. I got some stuff to talk about the Lakers and the Warriors, but um, I want to talk about Jimmy Butler, man. I want to talk about Jimmy Butler. I'm still, you know what? Jimmy's been somebody I've been big on since last year. I've been big on Jimmy Butler since last year. I've been somebody saying that Jimmy Butler doesn't get the respect he deserves, and it's because he doesn't. He's not very politically correct with the media. He's not a person who's really about his image. He ruffles feathers. He goes against the grain. He's a rebel, and that's why he doesn't get represented as the face of the league or somebody that can be on that top tier. That's why people year after year since the bubble continually say that Jimmy Butler is not, a top 5 or top 10. It's like almost people are hesitant to say that Jimmy Butler's on that level, right? It's almost as if it's very like it's hard for people to even get out their head or get out their mouth because Jimmy Butler, if you look at his resume, what he's done with the team he's had, any other person, if it wasn't his Jimmy Butler, it would be top 10. I mean, we're putting guys like Joel Embiid, um, you know what I'm saying? Ja Morant at one time, um, Damian Lillard, um, who else? A bunch of number twos, Devin Booker. We're putting a bunch of guys who are number twos who haven't been consistently great for the last 3-4 seasons, year after year, over this guy. And I think we gotta stop. We gotta stop doing that. We're gonna have to give this guy his respect. Right now, Jimmy Butler's the best player in the playoffs. Right now, he's the best player because he's doing the most with less. He's the best player in the playoffs right now. And it's a shame that people don't even realize this guy doesn't even have a real second star. Bam Adebayo is somebody that is camouflaged like a second, but he's not he's not a star. He's a good piece. And like I said, they're doing this all without Tyler Hero. Jimmy Butler knows he is the only dude outside of Kawhi. That's why I've compared this guy to Kawhi. He knows how to take minimal pieces and minimal help and flourish that team. He's the only person I'm seeing doing. All these other players are, creating super teams. All these other players have 2, 3 stars on their team. Jimmy doesn't have any of that. Yet and still, he's beating teams like Milwaukee. He beat a team like New York. And if he faces Boston or Philly, that's going to be a very, very tough series for each one of those teams. And I feel like the Heat can beat either one of those teams. But when he say he's the best player in the world, double teams, triple teams, it don't matter. I mean, I have to agree with that, man. Like he literally, I've been watching him the whole play. He has been single-handedly taking over series. Go back to the Milwaukee series in that pivotal game. Was it Game 5? They had Giannis playing, and Giannis didn't guard Jimmy down the stretch because Jimmy Butler was on one. He was in his zone. This series, you know what I'm saying? He's been carrying this team. Even when he's not scoring a bunch of points, he's still finding ways to make winning plays and win the game. So yeah, I gotta give credit to where credit's due. Jimmy Butler's the best player in the playoffs right now. Y'all hit the like button, like my man Little Rock said. Hit that like button, get the notifications in there. You know what I mean? So I gotta give a lot of respect to Jimmy Butler. All right, let's go into the next series, man. The Lakers versus the Warriors. All right, so obviously the Lakers have advanced to the Western Conference Finals, where they will face the Denver Nuggets. They will face the Denver Nuggets on Tuesday at 5:30. Now, I'm gonna get into something that's very interesting to me because I really want to, divulge on it before I let y'all in. But the Lakers went on and beat the Warriors last night. What was it, 101 to 122? So as I look at these numbers, I'm seeing it heavily favor the Lakers in every important category, whether it been the 2-point shooting, the 3-point shooting, the free throw shooting, um, all those categories, the blocks, the steals, less turnovers, um, the personal fouls favor the Warriors. I could just see that the Lakers just had a game where they just were not going to be denied, and they were not going to lose. They did not want to go back to San Francisco, and it was clear from the start, from the tip. I don't think the Warriors even led throughout the whole series. Right? I don't think they led the whole game. I don't think the Warriors led all game, and they had opportunities to lead too. They had cut the lead, I think, down to 23-29 in that first quarter after being down by 16. That was their chance to pull away, but the reason why they didn't, I'm getting to in a minute, why they didn't get where they need to get to. But the Warriors, man, last night just, it just went to go and show you live by the three, die by the three. That was one of those games. You live by the three, die by the three. And um they did not take advantage of, they did not take advantage of what they do well. If you look at the individual stats, you can only see the one player that played and had, somewhat of a good game was Steph Curry. Dante DiVincenzo had a solid game as well, but that's like your seventh man. So if he's having as a seven man having a solid game, what is guys 2 through 5 doing? Right? What is Klay Thompson? What is Andrew Wiggins? What's Draymond Green? Um, what are those guys doing? Kevon Looney had 18 rebounds. Like, Kevon Looney's been a monster on those boards. That's why I say I can't even put it on the size fact because the Warriors have been getting the rebounds over the Lakers with Kevon Looney. I can't even put it on their size. They just did not do what they do best, and that's shoot the ball. They attacked the basket. They got, points in the paint, but they did not shoot the ball. Well, they've been doing this the entire series, right? So Steph Curry, I cannot no blame on Steph Curry, man. I mean, he didn't shoot the most efficient. Of course, you like to see him shoot better, but I can't put blame on Steph Curry because he he literally the entire series was dealing with a team that was trying to game plan to stop specifically him. So when you have a game plan to stop specifically you, that means that's how much of a threat you really are, and that's what really kind of propelled this loss. Um, I can't put blame on Steph Curry, except for the fact that if you want to put blame on him because he didn't get the job done, yeah, we can do that. We can say Steph Curry didn't get the job done and this, that, and the other. But I'm just talking about just from a perspective of just watching the games. Like literally, there were games like he was just only him, like last night, right? Um, Draymond Green showed me that he was not trying to sell. I have to give credit to Draymond Green. He did when he was out there trying to compete. I told y'all I would watch and see how he would, compete at the end of the series to see how if he was trying to quote unquote sell or not. And it made it very clear that he was not selling. It made it very clear that he was competing at a high level and he wasn't trying to sell any games. So I got no, I got no complaints for Draymond Green. He went out there and played hard. He competed. After the game, he said that he would try to, be a Warrior for life. He didn't want to, leave the Warriors. So we'll see what happens in the offseason. I know he wants the super max, but depending on how they talk about it, that those things can change. But the Warriors just, what I'm saying, I think he played how he was supposed to play. Now, the two players I'm going to talk about that did not play how they need to play, I'm going to hit that like button, hit the share to subscribe. I'm going to let y'all in a few. We're going to start off with this guy right here. Let me pull it up. Jordan Poole. I've listen. This is to me. This is probably the one of the biggest reasons why the Warriors lost, because this is a guy that was supposed to come in and be a third option, sometimes even a second option when Steph Curry didn't have it going and Clay didn't have it going. This is supposed to be a guy that's supposed to take over in key minutes, right? Um, he was supposed to be the guy. Like I said, I know a basketball player when I see one. I know Jordan Poole can play. I know he can play. But as I saw the series go on and on more, I saw a guy that was trying to not mess up rather than be free. And I've been in those type of modes before. When you have all the clout, when you have all the what I'm saying, fire looking your way, you have all the eyes on you. And for whatever reason, what I'm saying, you reach a point where things don't go your way, how it's supposed to go for a certain period of time, and then you start losing your shine. That's what I saw with Jordan Poole. The entire year I watched the Warriors and I saw Jordan Poole, he played better this season than last season. In the season, there were games when Steph Curry wasn't there. Jordan Poole was carrying that team. But that just goes to show you how much the mental aspect matters in basketball. This guy clearly was thinking more about messing up than he was thinking about just playing basketball. You guys can see, like, I think after game 4 is what really, I could say, really kind of like shattered his spirits, where he started questioning himself. I mean, this ain't just been, this series. It was King series too. He was just, just bad. I know he had the ankle injury, but right now that this series, he should have been carrying the Warriors when Steph didn't have it going. That's part of the reason why Steph Curry couldn't really have, as much efficient shooting nights as he should have, because he was carrying so much on his legs. But that's when Jordan Poole was supposed to come in and do his thing. He did not do that this series. And that's part of the main reason why they lost. Now, I'm not going to kill him because I know Jordan Poole is like 24 years old. I've said it before, he can play. And, he just went through a slump. Will he be back with the Warriors? I don't know. I do think either him or Draymond needs to go, because I just think they need a fresh start. I've said it. I said it at the beginning of the season. I think that punch that Draymond did to Jordan Poole really, I won't say shattered him, because I know he played good this season. I'm just gonna tell y'all, I just think that to see this guy come back next year with the same, it's like you need a new scenery. Sometimes you just need a new scenery to, like a new refresh, like a new reboot. So I wouldn't mind them getting rid of Draymond and try to get like some actual bigs, right? And then the second person we're gonna go after is this guy right here, Klay Thompson. I was so disappointed in this guy, man. What up, Oaktown? What's good? Listen, man. For Klay Thompson to come back from his injuries that he did with the torn Achilles and the torn ACL, I said I'm gonna give this guy a year and some change, about a year and a half. I'm gonna give this guy about a year and a half before I really start evaluating him truthfully, because those injuries back to back are injuries that you know very few can come back from. But I'm gonna give him about a year and a half. All right, he came back last year. Was on minutes restriction, but he finished the entire season off. I didn't really judge him too much last year because it was just his first season coming back. This year, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start really looking at Klay to see how he goes. He went through a slump early on this season. I think when Stephen A. Smith said he's not the same, Charles Barkley said he's not the same. And then you go into later on the season, here comes, what I'm saying, the middle of the part of the season, he starts to get a little bit of his mojo back. You start seeing Klay hitting 30-point games, even some 40-point games. I'm like, all right, yeah, Klay, started to come back, his shooting. Off ball moving looks good. Now I can really effectively evaluate Klay Thompson. And then we hit the playoffs. In the King series, to me, he was very average in that series. All right, cool. This is the big series. He comes out and he's playing his father's former team, and he said he wants to play well for Kobe and Gigi. These are the words that came out of his mouth, and I didn't force him to say. He said it, and other than game 2, Klay Thompson was nowhere to be found. He was nowhere to be found. He got all the shots, open looks. You know what I'm saying? Whether it been half court or transition, he was getting all types of looks. A big reason why the Warriors couldn't get back into the game was because of him. They had a momentum going. Every time the momentum was going, he would break a shot to stop the momentum, stop the run. And they're not going to stop feeding him because he's Klay Thompson. They're still looking at him as that 2019, that 2016, pre-injury Klay Thompson. They're still looking at him as the same guy. Game 6 Klay. And not just last night, but the game was it game 4? Game 3 and 4, he was bad. All 3 games in LA, he was bad. I'm not talking about average, he was bad. It was a situation where Klay Thompson just looks like, what's going on, Kirkland? If y'all have not hit the like button, hit the like button. Klay Thompson was the reason they lost that game last night. And I think he knows that. He shot 3 for 19 from the field, bro. 3 for 19. This is one of the top 5 shooters of all time. Three for 19. He lost that game for him. And like I said, it was a situation, you live by a 3, you die by a 3. And yeah, Warriors going to have to make some decisions this summer. So they're not coming back with the same team. They're going to switch some stuff up. If they do come back to the same team, or most of their same team, then they might make some moves in the trade deadline next year. But this team, Klay Thompson deserves all the smoke. It's one thing for you to have one bad game, or at best two. You had three bad games, putrid games. He said, "How long you gonna be on?" I'll be on for about another hour and a half. Oaktown. I'll be on for like an hour and a half. But we go with the Lakers. Let me start with the Lakers, man. I'll let y'all in. Um, First of all, let me talk about the Lakers and what I saw from their team. Um, it pays to show that the offseason moves they made really paid off. Um, it paid to show like getting guys like um, D'Angelo Russell, um, Jared Vanderbilt, um, you know what I'm saying, Malik Beasley throughout the season. Like these guys really paid dividends that they picked up some very good pieces. Um, when I saw Lonnie Walker had that game in game four, it just felt like the Lakers had the momentum to win this series. Because usually when it comes to winning championships, a lot of things have to go your way. You have to have a lot of things that have to go your way. Luck has to be on your side through health, through, you know what I'm saying, games where certain players show up. Um, a lot of things have to go your way. And just a lot of stuff was going the Lakers' way this season. Um, they picked up the right pieces, paid off. Um, if I look at yesterday's game, let me look at the Lakers side. If I can pull up their numbers, they had five guys in double figures. Five. Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, and Lonnie Walker, who are all bench players, scored the ball at a high clip. So they got three guys who are guards, like 6'5" to 6'6", who are gritty and can put the ball in the basket. Rui Hachimura barely almost had double figures as well. So they have a nice little mix of toughness, grit, and um, IQ. Excuse me. Darvin Ham has gotten the most out of these guys as well. I know he's a rookie coach. He doesn't make the best. You know, I guess a lot of Laker fans are complaining about how his timeouts are not the best. His rotations are not the best. But what he's able to do is galvanize and actually, you know, call certain players out when they need to be called out, and that's something that you need in a coach, right? So their team is very is very I'll say well rounded. Um, they got pieces. They got a lot of pieces on that team. Um, Anthony Davis had 17 and 20. Now I'm gonna go be interested to see how AD plays up against Jokic. Um, because now that you get a chance to play against another center, we're gonna see how like this matchup is. I know they've had a matchup before in the past, which I'm gonna talk about as well. Um, AD and Jokic is gonna be interested to see like this matchup between these two, and yeah, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting matchup. But as far as yesterday go, LeBron James is the guy that set the tone. LeBron James set the tone yesterday as far as his attacking and being aggressive from the start. Um, he was able to, what I'm saying, his shot was going, getting to the basket, what I'm saying, posting up. Andrew Wiggins, who obviously had that rib contusion. LeBron James made it a point to go at him and attack and be aggressive, which is very smart. So now that you got LeBron James doing what he did and continuously put it on the Warriors like how he did, that's what changed it. That's what pretty much started the momentum. That's what made other guys eat. So LeBron made a point that he wasn't going back for a game 7. So if you want to pick the person who controlled the game, it was him. He made the right plays. He made the right reads when he was getting what I'm saying, double team in the post. He would kick it out to what I'm saying, shooters or cutters. Continuously trusting the team. So LeBron James IQ continuously ranges probably the highest IQ in the league, right by Jokic, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So they have to, with this series against Denver and the Lakers. I'm interested in to see how certain people match up now. Now, a person asked me about the bubble and how I think this applies to it and how I feel about the bubble, because a lot of the same teams are in the playoffs right now as the boys in the bubble. You got Denver and the Lakers, you got Miami on the other side, and possibly getting Boston if they beat Philly. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. If it's a bubble repeat between Miami and the Lakers, or if it's a bubble repeat, like as far as the 4 teams, I'm not really too excited about it, but I'll definitely watch because I'm just basketball head, at the end of the day. But I don't think none of us are looking at possibly seeing another bubble rematch or bubble teams, 4 teams in the playoff rounds. Nobody was like looking to see that, especially with the Heat being the number 8 seed and the Lakers being number 7. You know what I mean? So I'm actually starting to grow a lot on Miami because I like how they play, their grit, their togetherness. They don't have like a bunch of stars, but they play hard and they play together. So I'm actually becoming a big fan of Miami. But they don't have the firepower to beat a team like the Lakers. Hell, they might not even, well, they don't have the firepower to beat a team like the Lakers. Jimmy can do everything he can, what I'm saying, to win, but it's just not going to be enough. It won't just be enough because the Lakers pretty much have two stars in AD and LeBron, and they got like a consistently good team. It'll be too much for him to handle. Um, they People gotta remember something too. How I feel about the bubble, and that's why I say it's very weird how a lot of stuff is happening. The only team that I've seen that could really beat the Lakers decisively, and there's not even a question, and we've seen it time and time, is the Clippers. This is why I tell y'all all the time, it's all about matchups. It's like the same thing over and over as the bubble. Like it's the same story. The one team that would have been able to be in the Lakers' way would be the Clippers. But unfortunately, because of injury and because of them getting beat in the bubble, the Lakers got a chance to avoid them yet again. So y'all got to understand where I'm coming from with this. I'm looking at this as the Clippers should be in the position to be right there in the conference finals. It should be the Clippers and Denver, Clippers and Lakers, not the Lakers and Denver. That's how I look at it. I said this before on a post. I said, it's not the best team that wins, it's the most healthiest. So for that to happen again with our team that experienced injury the way it did, bro, you gotta understand like that really took a lot out of me. Like to me, it really did because we've not seen a team like the Clippers who have all this. They have literally everything on the team. So for them to have a situation where it was unfortunate for them to have an injury out of nowhere, that's what really is like, yo, that's deflating. That's like, man, you can't even compete without being on the court. But if they're on the court, what they're capable of getting. So that's what I look at it as. The Clippers don't have they 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 have been robbed by injuries. So when I'm watching this and I'm looking at these teams, bro, I'm like, yo, this I'm like laughing at the TV. I was talking to my homeboy yesterday about this. I'm like literally laughing. I'm like, dog, we should really be in the conference finals. That should be us, hands down, watching this shit. But hey, it is what it is. Um, I'm gonna let y'all come in here and cook, man. But as far as the bubble situation goes, man, this is starting to be like a lot like the bubble. Um, let y'all see what y'all think, man. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribes. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribes, hit the Cash App. How did I know you was gonna be the first one in here?
I don't know. Hey, but real quick, man, it'd be the Lakers would not have played the Clippers in the second round.
My point is that they've been able to avoid this team for 4 years. That's what's killing me.
No, I feel you. I wish they would have played too, man. I do. Because as a basketball fan, you would have loved to see what a 7 game series would look like, despite everything. It still would have been good for basketball. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. It is what it is.
If that series would have happened, do you really think the Lakers would have won?
Um, I think the Clippers. I mean, you got to give Clippers an edge for sure, based off of how it's looked. I mean, it's also hard to say because we all know LeBron and the Lakers. Let's put it this way: everyone was dogging the Lakers. At the end of the season, all this stuff saying that they're struggling against these weak teams. They got a weak schedule, all these things. But they're a different. They're a different team, and LeBron teams are especially different in the playoffs. So I can't count them out at the same time.
I feel that.
But I would give the Clippers just based off, what we've seen. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. But what you got? What you got about this 2 series?
I mean, LeBron said, "Fuck you. You ain't coming back 3-1 like I did on you." That's what I got on that. The Heat. I'm impressed with the Heat. It's been a crazy postseason, man. It's been a crazy postseason.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron
Yeah, it's been
real quick. LeBron was pretty much like, "Hey, look, you needed KD to beat me. Without KD, I'm now 2-1 against you. And that one win you had when you didn't have KD was when I didn't have my second and third best player. So we can shut that shit down right now." That's pretty much what LeBron told Curry last night.
I disagree with this guy, but keep going.
Why you disagree?
Yeah. First of all, what's going on, BJ? I'm gonna say what I feel. What's going on, y'all?
Go ahead, man. What's good, Oaktown? Or what's good, Oaktown? What's good, Kirkland? What's good with y'all?
Ain't nothing, man. But yeah, I disagree with you, bro, because Steph Curry, all he needed was one player to show up in that series, and no one showed up for that.
Where have we seen that before?
I'm just being honest with you, bro. Hold up, bro. I'm not going to say the refs. I'm gonna say refs for like maybe 2 games, 3 games, but Steph Curry had no one that showed up in that whole
Hey,
series consistently.
where have we seen that before, my guy?
Where have we seen that before?
2018, LeBron had the worst playoff team going against the goddamn Avengers and the Warriors.
Hold up,
15, LeBron
bro.
didn't have his second and third best player.
You
Come
could say
on, man.
hold up, bro. You could say 2018, but they blew that game one.
And 20, they weren't winning that series. Even if they won game one, let's be real, they ain't winning that
I
series.
mean, of course they wasn't going to
The
win that
teams,
series.
yeah, because LeBron had no one on his team. LeBron had the worst playoff team ever.
Yeah,
And in 2015,
but you can't say the Lakers won because they don't got KD, blah blah blah. The reason why the Warriors lost is because no one showed up except Steph Curry. That's the reason why they lost. It's not because LeBron had something to do with the Lakers winning, but it was really because of Anthony Davis and the Lakers defense. And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Before the playoffs, the Lakers were fucking trash. I'm gonna be honest with you, they was trash. They got a care package from Adam Silver. They got all these late trades. Let's just be honest, bro. Like they got major help. I don't think you understand how much help the Lakers got. The refs helped them. Stop it, bro. The refs helped them. They got late trades, and like what BJ said, it's about matchups. Bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's about matchups, and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. They ain't winning games because of LeBron. They're winning games because of Anthony Davis and the defense, and their cast. LeBron has a little bit to do with it, but he's not. He's like I would say he's like 40% of their wins, bro. He's not carrying the load, bro. So it's not about LeBron, bro. So,
hold on, AD is the best all-around player on the team. But
of
LeBron,
course
yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing. But LeBron, he leads the Lakers in points. He's their leading scorer. Hold on, he's their leading scorer in points. And last night, when someone had to let their nuts hang, LeBron let his nuts hang. Was like, hey Curry, you ain't going back to Oakland. I'm shutting this shit down now.
And he can do that when he's up 3-1. He's never lost a 3-1 lead. I give you that. LeBron did let his nuts hang, in, whatever you want to call it. But I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. He's not the reason why they lost. LeBron is not the reason he beat. You know what I'm saying? Like
no player is the sole reason, but he's a large part of why they
no,
won.
he's not a large part, bro. Anthony Davis is a large part.
No, he
LeBron James is not a large. No, bro, that's a narrative, bro. You're saying a narrative. I watched that series. LeBron's not a large. No,
they're both a large part.
I disagree, bro. The large part of that series, what he just said before this chat, bro. Klay Thompson did not show up. Jordan Poole did not show up. Andrew Wiggins did not show up. You know what I'm saying? These players did not show up the whole series. You're talking LeBron James. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Who's been the clutchest player? Who's been the clutchest player?
In the what? In the playoffs? Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Who came through and let's go through the whole playoffs with LeBron. Who came through against Memphis in Game 4? Who won that game in the clutch?
I give you that. LeBron did.
Who came through? Lonnie Walker, right, came through, but who hit the 4 clutch free throws in Game 4 against the Warriors? Who hit those? LeBron has come through in the clutch in the biggest moments in this playoffs. He's not the player he used to be, but to say he's not a large part of why they're winning, AD's the biggest part of why they're winning. I agree with that. But the next biggest is LeBron James.
Okay, look, I can give you that, bro. I'll say you can say, of course, I'm not saying LeBron's always been clutch, first of all, bro. LeBron's saying like he knows how to take advantage of the situation, but if he doesn't, I'm just saying his team right now, bro. It's really AD and the team, and then LeBron. Like you know what I'm saying, LeBron. Like I just think LeBron gets way too much credit, bro. He gets way too much credit, bro. Way too much credit. That's just me. He has behind. First of all, he has behind the Lakers defense. He only plays defense because Anthony Davis makes him play defense. Don't say fuck that, bro. Because he wasn't playing defense in 2019. He wasn't playing defense.
He's playing defense now.
Of course he is, because his team can play defense. He's hiding behind his team's defense, bro. That's just. I mean, I'm just being honest. Stop it.
Go look at the numbers, bro. He's like, go look. He's number 4 in defensive rating in the playoffs. He's top 5.
Oh my God, bro. Okay, so if it's about the playoffs, then, bro, what happened in 2021 with the Suns? What happened with that shit? What happened with that?
2020.
What happened? Just tell me what happened with it. If it was about LeBron in the playoffs, what happened in 2021?
We're talking about now, right? Is he playing defense now?
I'm talking about what you said about when LeBron goes to the playoffs. He turns up.
You're moving the goalposts.
Hold on, let me get Oaktown in real quick, and then
My
I'll let
bad,
y'all.
bro.
No, you
had to.
good.
I had to.
No, you good. You good. Appreciate you. Y'all hit that like button, man. Hit the share, hit the subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to come in here, hit that link. Got my man Oaktown Aim. You know what I'm saying? Oaktown, what you got, bro? What you got?
What up? What up? Hey y'all.
What up?
Okay, so obviously this guy must be a LeBron fan, so we know the narrative's gonna start already. Two things. Number one, this whole idea Steph Curry can't beat this without that, that's bullshit.
Thank
Uh,
you.
that's bullshit. A lot of these LeBron fans, and this is what makes me sick about this because I really just want to talk about the game and what happened. This is already a narrative. Um, you keep omitting that in 2016 you didn't face a completely healthy Warriors team and no suspension. But that's always getting overlooked. But that's what you LeBron fans do. See, it's only fair when you got the advantage. But when the other team is at the disadvantage, or you at a disadvantage, and you want to sit up here and act like, oh well, that wasn't fair. So if you really want to talk about it, just say it's 1-1. Both teams had an advantage 1 year, and they took advantage of it and won. That's all you got to do. That's how I look at
Missing
it.
missing your
So
fourth and fifth best player is not the same as missing your second and third best player for a whole series. So stop.
okay, well, first of all, see, once again, you painting a narrative. Instead of talking about the game that just happened, you want to talk about how, well, y'all wouldn't have won if this didn't happen. At the end of the
Yeah,
day,
because people want
Draymond
this
Green,
conversation
will you
like
stop?
Curry and
Can
LeBron
you
belong
stop?
in the same
Can you stop
conversation.
talking? You talk for like 5 minutes. Can you stop talking?
Yeah, you gotta put your
You
mic
talk for
on
five
mute.
fucking minutes. Can you just shut up?
Go ahead, Oaktown.
Damn.
Everyone, put their
This is
mic on
why I
mute.
can't do this, BJ. They don't let you talk. They can't have a conversation.
Yeah, my fault.
Now, are we going to
Everybody,
talk
put their
about the
mic on mute.
series, or do you want to paint a narrative that a particular player can't win unless he got the odds stacked in his favor? I'd rather talk about the series. That's the narrative. It don't matter. You ain't gonna change what happened in 2015 and 16. At the end of the day, both teams had an advantage. They won the year. They had an advantage. Move on. Warrior fans can move on with it, but it comes down to this insecurity LeBron James fans have because they want him to be the GOAT over Michael Jordan, and they know them finals losses stop that. I don't really give a fuck about that. LeBron could be the second greatest player, the greatest player. He could be the greatest player of his generation. That don't mean shit to me. I'm a Warrior fan. All I care about is us winning chips. Now let's talk about the damn series that just happened. At the end of the day, the Warriors didn't do enough. I can accept that. This is a team that had drama all season long. They got a lot of shit going on, and the players didn't show up. There was a bunch of missed shots. Klay Thompson did get them off to a bad start. I mean, when the guy forced those shots early in the first quarter, he couldn't make them. He wouldn't stop shooting. I knew this was going to be a bad game. The man even had Steph Curry open, and he should have passed it to him, but he was dead set on getting his shit off, like in practice. So at the end of the day, we didn't do enough. You give the Lakers credit for doing their part. LeBron James had a good game, but the Lakers allowed the Warriors to get right back in that game. All this shit about defense, what defense stopped us from getting in the paint? We got all these open looks. We didn't make them. So at the end of the day, the Lakers did enough to win. The Warriors did not. The Warriors got to get better in certain areas. We know that. But this whole LeBron James and this, that, and third. I mean, Anthony Davis was a major piece in there. Lonnie Walker saved John Game 4. If Lonnie Walker don't have the quarter he had, we're playing Game 7. You need to give those players credit. But it always comes back to a LeBron James narrative and shit that happened 6, 7 years ago. I find it so funny for a fan base that don't even respect Curry. There's a lot of insecurities that have to keep going back and talking about, well, if this didn't happen, this would have won. It's like, if you are so secure with LeBron James being so much better, why do you even worry about all that bullshit? He's still better, right? So what's the point? Let's talk about the game and the shit that just happened.
Mm, okay. Well, my man Oaktown, salute. Hey, y'all hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Share, subscribe. You want to come in here? Hit that link. Um, go ahead, Kirk and Ben. What y'all were talking. I'll go after y'all, man. I'm gonna let y'all go. What you
Okay.
got in response? What y'all got in response?
Real quick. So the reason I bring this up is because it's been a heavy narrative. Not everywhere you look, it's been a heavy narrative about, oh, is Curry gonna pass LeBron if he wins this series? Oh, is Curry and LeBron in the same conversation? Blah blah blah. And no, I'm sorry. In 2016, they did not have an advantage. Draymond was suspended for one game. You were up 3-1. You had your full squad for games 6 and 7. There was no fucking advantage. In 2015, you had a huge advantage. LeBron's second best player on that team was Deladova for the entire series. Not one game, for the entire series. Then
So
after
J.R. Smith
2016,
wasn't better, right?
then after 2016, Draymond had to go in his car and cry to KD, "Hey, we need you, dog. We need to form the Avengers because we don't think we could take this man out." So yeah, I'm gonna talk about because
Wait, hold on. Ben. We can't make false narratives. First of all, Draymond denied that even happened. So that's what we see, and this is what some LeBron fans do that I don't like. Like to say that he went and cried in the parking lot, like bro, like that's what I'm saying. The media puts stuff out there for LeBron to be. I ain't gonna even get into it. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll
We
tell
just
you
gotta keep
that.
it.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic, but they recruited him. How about that? They recruited KD to come to the Warriors, and there's an interview of Draymond. I'm sure you've seen it, where he says we would not have beat the Cavs coming back around if we didn't recruit KD.
He did say that. He said that. I remember. He said that.
Yeah, he did say that. So the only reason I talked about it was because I was sick of you want to talk about narratives. I was sick of the narrative of Curry's got a winning record against them in the playoffs. Oh, is Curry gonna pass him? So yeah, I'm gonna bring it up because now we can put it to bed. When the teams are mano y mano, LeBron's team, 80, whatever you want to say, 80's team has won. And yes, I do want to give credit. 80's the best player on the team. Right now, I agree with that. 80's the most dominant player on the team. Lonnie Walker did have a big game. You know what I'm saying? Good teams have players that come through when they're supposed to. But LeBron's the leader of the team. LeBron is the one that leads the team. Whether he's the best player or not, he's the leader of the team. So that's all I got to say.
He is the leader. LeBron. I mean, I do agree with that. LeBron is the leader. And I'll say this about that 2015 series. You can say the Warriors had the advantage, but first, that was the Warriors' first finals appearance. The whole team, I think, first finals appearance. And LeBron was up 2-1 against that team. And then they said Iguodala won the MVP, which should have been Steph Curry because he was cooking. Remember, because he said Matthew Dellavedova was the second best player, but they were saying that he was the Curry stopper. I don't know if you remember that. They were saying he was the Curry stopper. They said, oh, he's stopping Steph Curry, Then he starts cooking them. Steph had 2 bad games, I think. Then the rest of the series, he had a great. I don't know how he didn't get the Finals MVP, but Iguodala,
I agree.
He was playing good defense with LeBron, but LeBron still was averaging like a triple-double. So he was still playing good, but he was still up 2-1 against that Warriors team. In my eyes, when I watched that, what you about to say?
I was about to say, Dan Dellavedova wasn't really locking him up. Curry was just missing shots, bro.
Yeah, he was. But he was playing the best of his, the best, defense he could. But I watched that series, bro. Cavs should have won that series. You know what I'm saying? For LeBron, like I understand it was down 2 men, but if you're LeBron, you're up 2-1, and you're so dominant, which he was dominant. That was very dominant. He was playing dominant in those finals. He should have won that finals, bro. You know what I'm saying? But Steph took the finals. I don't think. Like I understand it was down men, but you're up 2-1. You have to finish the job, bro. And he couldn't finish the job. Steph Curry, to me, he should have won Finals MVP. So I mean, that's just math.
Up 2-1, yeah, you're up 2-1. Up 2-1's isn't really that big a deal, bro. Up 2-1.
I mean, but being down 2 men, that's a big deal.
Well, up 2-1 really isn't that. Teams lose series up 2-1 all the time. I mean,
no, I know. I understand what you're saying, but if you lose Kevin Love and Kyrie, you're up 2-1. That's big for the Cavs. That's really
that's impressive. But to me, that's a credit to him for being able to do that. But to say he should have won, no, I don't think he should have won. He was fortunate enough to even be up in that situation, considering that Dellavedova was his second best player.
Yeah,
and the Cavs were underdogs going into that series. The Warriors were favored. despite being the first time in the final. They were the favorite team to win the series before the series.
Can
So
I ask you something? You said Dellavedova was his second best player, so you just forgetting that J.R. Smith played. Was J.R. Smith not better than
J.R.
Dellavedova?
I forgot about J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith was a role player in that series. J.R. Smith
Wait,
was not the second
wait a
player in
minute.
that.
Wait a minute. So J.R. Smith was not better than Dellavedova. Okay.
No,
See, this
no,
is
no.
what I'm talking about.
No, he was
Hey,
That's
do
what
you
better
I'm
hear?
than
talking about.
Dellavedova. But
No,
Delly was playing a little. I guess you could say he was playing even to Jr. But I know what you mean, though. But
but
I mean,
even if you want to make that argument, do you hear the argument you're making that you're debating between J.R. and
Why do
Delly
y'all
being the
act like?
second best?
Wait a minute.
Like,
No, but why do y'all act like J.R. Smith couldn't play? J.R. Smith made some big shots for you guys in that
even
game
if you
seven.
want to say
Like,
that,
why do
even if
y'all
you
act
want
like
to,
J.R. Smith couldn't play?
hold on, even if you want to
Okay.
say that, you hear the argument you're making. You're saying, let's say J.R. is the second best player. You really want to make
But
that
J.R.
argument?
Smith. Okay, but J.R. Smith is not a bad. Wait, J.R. Smith is not a. Why do y'all act like J.R. Smith couldn't play?
He's no star. He's a role player. So even if he was the second best
nah, but he
player,
does have a point though. Jr. I mean, he definitely could play. But here's my thing: that 2015 Finals, though, bro. I understand that Kyrie and Kevin Love was down, but that was the inexperienced Golden State
they were
team.
they were favored.
LeBron has been there and done that. You're supposed to take advantage of that situation and find a way regardless. I understand you're down 2 men, but that's no excuse. You're up 2-1 against a team that has not won a championship yet. So it's
Yeah,
like,
even Jordan and Kobe couldn't win without another star.
oh, stop it, bro. Oh, stop it, bro. Stop
And
Maybe
it.
see,
the
that's
championship.
that's that's
Stop it.
and
Stop
hold on,
it.
I gotta
Stop
stop.
it.
You know, I gotta. This is why I
Stop
gotta
it.
stop jumping. See, see, this is what I'll be trying to. I'll be trying, man, because I'll be trying to hold my tongue, but this is why I have to constantly. I have to say it because Ben said he got tired of people comparing Steph to LeBron, right? That's what he said, and I felt that like in the 15-16 season. I think it was documented that LeBron was somewhat upset that he was getting compared to Steph Curry. Like pretty much they saw Steph was on the uprise and LeBron felt threatened by that. That's what he did. And as he was winning championships and titles, that's really the reason why LeBron James's legacy is not the way it needs to be because of all those finals losses. And the Warriors have been responsible for half those losses. That's the truth. That's why LeBron James fans cannot get Steph Curry out their mind. Right.
It's an
So
insecure fan base.
that right there shows a lot about not just the fan base, but about LeBron too, because I believe he's insecure as well.
Exactly.
Him saying stuff like, that made me the greatest player of all time, and the constant promoting of the guy being the best player. I think they're trying to give it to him without him having to earn it. Right. And so you got people in the fan base of LeBron James who constantly disrespect the guys before him who clearly don't have to go and take shots at him and his fan base. You don't hear Jordan and his fan base talking about LeBron. You don't even really see Kobe's fan base. LeBron James is the only fan base that I've seen that constantly attacks other players. Ben, for you to sit up there and say that Kobe could not win without superstar. First of all, LeBron James has had the most help out of any
Whoa,
superstar in NBA history. He's had multiple super teams. He's had the most all-stars. He has been in an era where he's controlled a lot of the moves that his teams make. Kobe and Jordan didn't have that luxury to have his teams and his teammates move when things weren't going the way they should have been going. Kobe, outside of Shaquille O'Neal, never played with a top 75 player. Jordan had Scottie Pippen, who was starting off as a bench player, and it wasn't even a starter. Pippen had to be built. It wasn't like Jordan had all these stars that just came onto his team. He built that team up and made them into a championship team.
Oh, BJ,
So,
that wasn't a shot, though. You took that as a shot. I said that actually most players, not even just Jordan and Kobe, most players besides, I guess maybe Hakeem, haven't won a championship without another star. That's the only comment I make. That's not a shot, BJ. That's a fact.
well, why Jordan and Kobe? They're not even in the comment. Why we gotta bring up Jordan and Kobe though?
Because I'm bringing up a point. how you guys are holding LeBron to a standard that he should have won a finals without another star,
Well,
but you don't want to keep that same energy with other players.
But why did it?
You gotta remember, bro. Hold up. Remember? Okay, Jordan actually did win a championship. Remember? The 1996 finals when Pippen's back was fucked up. Do you not remember that finals?
He also had Robin, but okay.
But okay, come on, bro.
Man,
Don't do
stop.
that. Pippen was barely giving Jordan what he needed, and Jordan still won he won the finals in 6 games. He won in 6 games without Pippen for real, bro. Pippen started the game with a fucked up back, and damn near couldn't even play, and Jordan still found a way. I'm just saying shit like that, bro. When you're in the mix, oh, come on, bro. Don't do that, bro. Come on.
The greatest rebounder of all time, one of the greatest defenders of all time is not a star. What?
I understand that, bro.
No, you have to make the All-Star game to be a star, brother. You can't just be a star just by your depth. Like what Robin was a good piece in what he played in his role. He wasn't an All-Star.
But who was they facing? They was facing John Stockton and Karl Malone.
Hall of Famer star. What?
Oh damn.
So I think we got to be honest. So if you're tired of LeBron, Steph Curry being compared to LeBron, don't you think Jordan fans get tired of LeBron James being compared to him?
Well, that wasn't a criticism. I wasn't criticizing him though. You took that as a criticism. I wasn't.
No, I'm just asking a question. Like because like I said, you said that people get LeBron James don't like the narrative that Steph is on LeBron's level. I don't know how people feel about where Steph should be ranked near LeBron, but I've heard that before. But do you think people get annoyed with people trying to make a case for LeBron with Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan fans probably do. Yeah, 100%.
But do you really think it's close between Jordan and LeBron?
I don't know how you. Well, I guess you probably don't think it. But yeah, of course I do. I think they're 1A, 1B, 1B, 1 or 1A, 1B, wherever you want to put it, bro. The difference between Steph and LeBron. There's no argument there. Now you might not think there's an argument between Jordan and LeBron, but there's an argument that can be made. The only argument that you guys really want to point to is the finals losses. There's a bevy of things I could go through that points to.
Nah, it's not even the finals losses. The accomplishments, the accolades, what Jordan accomplished in a shorter period of time. The time period he did it in without less help. I can go through a storybook of why Jordan has had a more impressive career in LeBron in less time.
Well, in the 90s, right? Okay, I'm not trying to get. This is gonna be an hour debate if we get into this. But
in the 90s, like they didn't have good players.
I like the 90s. The 90s have good players. I like the.
You say what?
Period. It was even. So if it's even and every team has 2 stars, there wasn't really big threes. I guess the only big three you really say there was the Bulls in the second 3 feet, but it was even for the most part. So if it's even and teams are comparable, players going to take that team over the top. Jordan was the best player in the 90s. So when I look at that, of course, Jordan, I see winning those championships. He was favored in every series he was in. Every series he was in, he was favored. His team was favored. LeBron's only been favored in 3 out of 10 finals, meaning that his team was not viewed as the better team for 7 of the 10 matchups. So the teams were not always equal. The Warriors with KD were by far more talented than the Cavs. That's 2 of his losses. 2015, he was missing his second and third best player. Jordan outside of that 96 back issue with Pippen, never had injuries on his team, not ever during the 90s. And the teams were comparable. The best player's going to win. 2007, he's a young pup in the league. And most people do give him a pass for that. He's 2007, fourth year in the league, 22 years old, goes to Spurs. There's a lot of things.
I give you that, bro. I give you that.
There's a lot of things you could point to make an argument. I'm sorry, it just is, bro.
Hey, Oaktown.
Oh man,
Oaktown. I got a question. What was that thing that you just said, bro? Like LeBron fans only believe it's fair when LeBron has the advantage. Didn't you say that?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. So, Bim, why is it that LeBron James gets his finals losses taken, but we have other players who've experienced teams that were not as comparable as the other team, where they experienced injuries, but they just lost. The 2008 finals between the Celtics and the Lakers, Kobe did not have Andrew Bynum, who was their leading rebounder, and they didn't have Trevor Ariza. But people don't ever talk about what Kobe had to deal with, how he didn't have his two stars. Andrew Bynum was an actual all-star that year. Trevor Ariza was their starting small forward. Two of their stars didn't play the whole series. But no one
Yeah,
talks about that. But
I do.
I'm not. I can't. We cannot play that game
Well, I do
and
though.
say stuff. We can't play that game because it just shows you how great LeBron is not. Because all you're telling me is that he needs all these things to go his way for him to win. And if we
Well,
look at his track record, if we look at his track record with all the trades he's made, all the moves he done made, he's then had to shuffle the deck in ways to make himself in the leading spot for him to be comfortable and be in the winning spot. Look at a guy like Jimmy Butler, man. What he's doing with no stars on his team.
yeah,
That's a
hell of
guy
a
who
work.
doesn't. That's why I say I look at guys' makeup in a different way than a lot of people. For Jimmy Butler to do what he's doing without no. I don't want to hear about LeBron James didn't have this, LeBron James didn't have that. I don't want to hear that because if you're telling me LeBron James is as great as you say is, he should still be able to make an impact. And Jimmy's been doing this year after year since the bubble. I don't want to hear about LeBron James don't have this, that, and the other. Just like nobody wants to hear Kobe Bryant and Jordan and all these Kawhi Leonard and all these other greats.
Yeah.
They didn't have the same compliments only when it comes to LeBron. Nobody want to hear
No,
that.
Hey, BJ.
first of all, I give every player the same pass though, and if they're in the same situation, I'm giving every player the same pass. The funny thing is, Jordan was never in that fucking situation in the '90s. He always had his squad. '96
I
finals
just told
was
you about the
time.
hip with the bad back, bro. That's so. What you think he was
I was
just?
just about to bring it. I was literally just about to say that. I literally was just
Oh,
about to say.
my bad,
except
my
for
bad.
90,
Okay, I was about to. All right, my bad. Go ahead.
yeah, I was literally just about to say that. Except for '96 finals, which is 1 out of 6 of the chips, was the only time he had a player that had an injury. It's the only fucking time. That's it. He had his whole squad healthy the whole time. They were favored in every series. Favored in every single one.
But LeBron
In
only had one
2008,
finals like that though, bro. He only had 2015 where his players were injured. All the other finalizers, they was. I mean, come on, bro. I mean,
no,
come on,
yeah,
bro. I
in
mean,
2015 they were injured, and LeBron is only favored, and I also brought up favorite though, as in that team was not as good as the team they were
but
facing.
Jordan will. I
So
mean, I can see if Jordan's favorite because he keeps. I mean, come on, bro. He keeps
the team
winning. Of
favorite.
course.
Was LeBron the best player in the world? Was LeBron the best player in the world in the 2010s? Yes or no?
2010s.
Yeah, in the 20 best
Probably
player in
like
the world. I
2010
mean,
and beyond. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
so the best player in the world. Why wasn't he favored?
I mean, I guess he just. I mean, he had better teams though. I mean, but come on. I
He
mean,
wasn't
yes.
favored.
But if
He
you're the
was
best
facing
player, you're supposed to get the job done though. It's not about the team though. Like
But
Jordan plays.
my point is the team Jordan was on was viewed as the better team. The teams LeBron was on, 7 out of the 10 times was viewed as the worst team.
And statistically, hey, bro,
Player.
it's about the assets. You can say Jordan had the better team, but Jordan's the reason why they won those championships. We ain't gonna
Yeah,
say, oh, the team. I mean, of
that's
course
why
the
I said
team, but it's Jordan. Jordan was clear. There was one
I
final
said
40 a game, and you gonna tell me
yeah,
it's the team?
that's why I said when the teams are that's why I said I like the '90s because when the teams are comparable and the team's favor, the best player of that era is going to take the team over the top. That's why I said that. The
But I'm
teams
not gonna lie to you, bro. Jordan's the only player that only did that, bro. There's not a lot of players that took over like that did what Jordan did. Like people, like Jordan's greatness
Yeah.
is a whole different. I understand what you're saying. It was more even, but Jordan was really the only player that took his team. Like he can really like play that ISO basketball. Players today can't do what Jordan did. Maybe Kobe did it to a certain degree,
you can
but
get
Jordan did
that,
it.
but
Hey,
Jordan's a little
um,
different.
let's transition gears because I think like Andre said the whole Jordan debate we can do that so many
Yeah.
different ways, but um with the Lakers and Nuggets matchup, I don't know how y'all see that matchup going so far. Um, what do y'all see on both sides that both teams have that can be exploited or whatever?
I think the Nuggets are great, are really good, bro. I think they're deep, they're big. They could score all 3 levels. Jokic can hit the three. he could take 80 out the paint. That's a big thing right there to me. I don't know, bro. It's hard to say. I gotta see it. I gotta see that game one.
Yeah, like he said, Jokic can take AD out the paint. Uh, and also that center match was going to be tough because AD's been playing great defense, but Jokic is probably the most awkward player to guard other than Luca. So I mean, I don't think he can guard him because it's weird because he's like he does floaters, he does euros, and he's like I mean, I say it, but you can agree with me or not. I think Jokic, he's like a center Larry Bird. He plays the game so slow, but he does it so effortlessly, and he does it so smart. And the
He
thing
got the
is,
best
it's like,
floater, bro.
uh,
He, Jokic got the best floater for a center, bro.
yeah, no,
That
for
floater's
sure. Like he's just a skilled center. You can see it. He just plays the game at his pace in a very slow pace, but he makes you fall asleep. So that the center matchup, uh, the depth of the both the teams are really good. I think the Nuggets pick and roll is probably gonna be a little more deadlier just because Jamal Murray can make crazy ass shots. So I don't know. I mean, Lakers. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I would have to pick the Nuggets. That's just me, just because that pick and roll and that defense. But I mean, Lakers, they can definitely. To me, that's a 7 game series. I don't know. That's a different series right there. They match up really good against each other.
What you got, Oaktown? Oaktown.
So,
Yeah.
uh, I think if you look at what we were able to do, Denver can you hear me? If you look at what we were able to do, Denver can do some things better. They may not go as cold, but Jokic is key. They got a couple of guys that could actually pull AD out because you can't forget about MPJ, depending on what lineup the Nuggets use. So they got two bigs like Jokic and MPJ that can shoot. They got better balance of scoring. I also think something else that we are missing that we got to get better at that Denver has. They got a front court player like Aaron Gordon who could score in the paint consistently. There was no real threat from us to have a post presence or just somebody who can catch lobs in the front court and really put pressure on the rim that way. We were able to get ball movement and attack, whether AD was in the paint or not. They'll be able to do that, but they got Jokic and they've got Gordon who can score in the post. So that versatility from how they can score is better than ours. So we can do what we did with the limited versatility we had, because basically from the perimeter in, they can go inside out, outside in, either way. So that's what's going to make them tougher. And defensively, I don't know how Denver was the number one seed for a reason. The Lakers are better than what that initial team was, but I think they're going to have more options to deal with than with us. So we were still able to score points. So I think Denver will be able to balance things out and attack them better than what we did. The Lakers, on the other hand, I mean, LeBron James has got experience in all these type of games, so you're not gonna phase him. He's seen it all. Anthony Davis is their best player, and he can wreak havoc defensively. I think it really comes down to what their role players do. D'Angelo Russell can be real streaky. He's hit or miss from game to game or quarter to quarter, but he can make big shots at the end. Reeves, I think he's a bit overrated, but what he does do, he gets overlooked. He's a guy that you don't think he should be doing what he does, but he still does. The question is, how consistent will he be matching up against like Murray? But
Or
Reeves is legit as far as being able to play. When people say he can't play, I don't agree with that. He can play. I just don't think to the degree that some people make him out to be. But he is a threat. And then you got Lonnie Walker who can come in and give you 10 points in 12 minutes if need be. So they got some guys off the bench that they could use that can give the Nuggets problems. Like I'm not real familiar with how good the Nuggets defense is. It's better than it used to be last year. But I would favor the Nuggets just for the fact they have home court advantage. Um, and I think they have a better overall team. How long a series goes, I really don't like predicting how long a series goes because you never go. Injuries are part of it. You have to count that, and then you get a cold streak. A guy that you expect to snap out of a slump may slump the whole series, and you can never call that. So, I just have the Nuggets as the favorite for that series, but it should be entertaining. But I think that Jokic, I mean, that dude, he's even better than what I thought. I mean, if he won a third straight MVP this season, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like he was saying, his floater game is just the best as a center. His passing ability, the rebounding, the fact that he can shoot, finish with both hands in the paint is just amazing what he does. So that's going to present a unique challenge for the Lakers in this series.
I got a couple
Yeah.
questions. What do y'all feel? How do y'all feel Jamal Murray will perform in this game? And also, Oaktown, do you think Austin Reeves is better than Jordan Poole?
Mm.
Well, right now, okay, so I'll answer the. Okay, what was the first thing? How I think Jamal Murray will play? Okay, Jamal Murray, he
Yeah.
should play fine. I mean, like he's a tough shot maker. He's creative. It looked like he's getting that bounce back, from that injury. It takes about a year or so. So I expect him to play well. It's funny, you just never know.
Oh, your mic, Oaktown.
Guy
Your mic cut out.
play now as far as
I s- your mic
Austin
cutting in
Reeves
and
and
out.
Jordan Poole. I think you could say right now for sure, and that's the sad part because Austin Reeves is solid, but with
Damn.
Yeah, well, I'll say this: Jamal Murray, man,
what
he's
about now?
he's kind of streaky.
All right, what about now?
You
Yeah,
sound better, bro.
you sound a little better. Yeah. Start from the very top. Oh, you cut out again.
BJ,
Yeah, yeah,
that's better. Okay.
That's way
yeah.
All right.
better.
So, okay, cool. Okay. So, yeah, Austin Reeves is better than Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole underachieved, and there's a lot of issues with him going on. I actually think we're gonna trade him because there's some stuff going on with him that I heard about that's not good.
How you
And
going?
as a
You going to
matter of
trade that
fact,
contract?
What did you hear
hey,
about,
if
bro?
y'all could trade this
Wait, his
nigga,
mic's
Okay.
doing the same thing.
Yeah, but that
he don't
contract he
want.
got is crazy, bro.
Wait, what did Jordan Poole? What did you hear about Jordan Poole? That's what I'm wondering. I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, I do know this, bro. I don't know who's going to trade for Jordan Poole. His contract is insane.
Just his
We'll see.
attitude with the assistant coach.
You said what?
Yeah, but if you could trade, we'll always say that. But I
You said
think
his
he's gonna
attitude.
get traded. Yeah, I mean, well, you know what? There's a lot of things with him and his attitude. He's gotten into it with assistant coaches, his shot selection. Like it's a lot of little shit. Like in other words, you notice how his minutes have gone down in the playoff. It's a reason for it. The same thing with Jonathan Kaminga. People keep acting like, oh, some guys should play. Some of these guys ain't really built for what the Warriors want to do. So, like BJ was saying earlier, some changes to be made. They're not bringing the same team back. They're not. They can't. Just like for the locker room's sake, they can't.
Okay. I mean, I can see Jordan Poole going somewhere, and wherever Jordan Poole goes, he's gonna ball. I think we all know that.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't think. I
But
mean, Austin
I,
Reeves might look better, but I think Jordan Poole is better. But that's because I think Austin Reeves,
well,
he just has the harder hand right now. That's just my personal opinion.
yeah. Well,
So I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, that's
Poole
why
got
I'm
way more
saying
talent.
right now, yes, Reeves.
Yeah, Poole is more talented, but I mean, you got to go with the player that's producing and
Of
got the
course,
right
no,
attitude right
Reed,
now.
for sure,
Yeah, yeah,
for sure.
yeah. And Jordan Poole, um, yeah, I don't want to say too much from some stuff somebody was telling me last night, but
Mm.
you got a player who don't need to be there because I question how much he even wanted to be out there. I'll put it like
They're gonna
that.
have a
To
tough time
me,
moving
I
him, bro.
saw
I'm telling you.
a guy that wasn't trying. But
They're gonna
yeah,
have a
but I
tough
mean,
time
once
moving.
again, it's like people said the same about
That dude got
Westbrook,
a
right? I mean, it's like every
yeah,
contract is tradable. It's just a matter
yeah.
of
But here's
when
the
you
thing.
can trade it. So it might not be the first year. I think they will find a way, but they trust me, they can't keep him there.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
yeah. But here's
repairable.
Westbrook when he was getting traded. He had a history though. Like he had a history of at least being an MVP, triple double machine, things like that. Poole got one good year. He got one good year in a guaranteed huge superstar, almost superstar level contract. I don't know who's going to trade for that.
Okay, I
Yeah,
see
well,
what you mean. I
it's
mean,
not quite as big as you think. It's not quite
It's
as big
pretty
a
big. It's
contract
like a
as you
hundred
think,
and
because
it's
some
like
of
a
it
120 million guaranteed, bro.
but here's my thing, bro. I
it's
mean,
seven. What's that?
oh, my bad. I was just gonna say that for him, he doesn't think I mean, his contract won't be traded or whatever. But I think that whoever knows Jordan Poole or knows his game is willing to trade for Jordan Poole, and no matter how much money he is, bro. Because I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
that's how.
he's not getting touches right now. But once he starts getting touches on another team, it's gonna look totally different. And Jordan Poole, what is he like,
Yeah,
6'5", 6'4"? Like he can, he's
I
just not.
mean,
He can ball, bro. Any team's gonna be willing to trade for Jordan Poole.
I just
That's
think
just
that
my opinion.
they made a mistake with that contract, bro. That contract was ridiculous.
Nah, they know who
Like,
Jordan Poole is, bro. Jordan Poole is. I'm telling you, bro. He
oh,
that.
I'm a Michigan fan. I'm a Michigan fan.
yeah,
I know.
But I guess what was your question, BJ? You said how you think
I
Jamal Murray
mean,
will play?
like,
Jamal Murray's he's kind of streaky, bro. It's hard to say.
He is streaky, but yeah, that was the question. You said how will Jamal Murray play? BJ, is he still there?
Yeah, how would Jamal Murray play?
Uh, I mean, I think like he said, he is streaky, but I think Jamal Murray would play pretty good. I mean, he's streaky, but he's not. He's determined. You know what I mean? Like he's
True.
streaky, but
He's
he's
about
determined. Like he's like a
he's
what you
about to go
say?
against some he's about to go up against some hellacious defense though. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
he is. He is, and he's not going against smaller guards like he was in like he's not. Sham is not going to be guarding him. He's not going to be able to put these dudes in the post like he was because he was talking about how he likes the post, and I didn't even know that. And I started watching this game. I was like, okay, he got a little post work, but uh, I think he'll. I mean, it depends on that pick and roll. I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's
true.
to me. It depends how good that pick and roll is and how open he's going to be off those screens, and that's how to me that's going to
Well,
determine how his game's going to be because that paint's
and
going
the
to be.
question is too is how are the Lakers gonna play that pick and roll? Because
Yeah,
usually what they like to do on pick and roll do drop coverage. The
yeah.
Warriors they had to switch it up because of Curry and Clay couldn't really drop on those. So they might be able to go back to more of a drop coverage pick on the pick and roll, but we'll see.
But that's bad though, because Jamal Murray hits those mid-range jump shots. So if they
Well,
drop, he's going
what
to
I mean
shoot.
by that is, against the Warriors, they had to go all the way up to the 3-point line.
Oh yeah,
AD had to go all the way up to the three.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
when I say drop, I'm saying he don't have to go all the way up to the 3-point line in this series. I don't think.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, that is like no, that is exaggerated for sure. Because they can shoot threes, but not the clip they can shoot threes. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's going to be interesting though. But I think that Porter Austin Reeves matchup, I'm pretty sure they're in the same position. I think that's going to be a matchup that Porter has to dominate, which I think he can. So he's going to be the X factor to
Well, yeah.
me, Porter. Like he's going to be the X factor.
The Nuggets got size too. That's the thing. Like Gordon,
Yes, they
Porter.
do.
Like, they got size. So
Yes, they
it's
do.
a very interesting matchup, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
It is. It is. It's going to be straight chess. It's really going to be straight chess because they can go big and they can go small, both teams, and they both got depth. So
Well, the other thing is though is the Lakers actually play a backup center because they have yet to play a motherfucking backup center, bro. They
really,
might have to. They might have to pull. Yeah, I mean, Winion is their backup center. And he's not really a center, and I don't
oh
like.
yeah, nah.
That's who they play as a backup center, or else they put LeBron at the 5.
Wait,
They can't. I
what
don't.
about Hachimura? Is that his name? What is his name? Hachimura? What his name is?
He ain't no center.
We ain't know he's just small forward.
For real?
He's
They
He's
said
not like
Mo
a power
Bamba.
forward.
Mo Bamba said he might be able to come back for the conference finals.
well, they got
So,
Tristan, but I don't know how to feel about Tristan.
Nah, man, I don't trust
oh
Tristan,
hell
bro.
no! I don't know why they even brought him on the team.
Literally, bro. He literally got on the team just because he knows LeBron James. That's all. That's all that was.
Yeah,
LeBron made a call, and Tristan Thompson,
Yeah,
Tristan, he got on the team, bro.
get a
So
quick paycheck.
yeah, bro. I don't even know. That's some dumb shit. When I seen that shit, bro, I was like, that's a groupie right there. So
Yeah, they definitely got to play an actual center to back up AD because they got. I mean, they can't go with that same lineup that they go with against the Nuggets. I don't
you might be right, but what I will say is Anthony Davis is gonna get tired guarding Jokic because he's so awkward, bro. He's not gonna know. He's not gonna know exactly what he's gonna do. Like he wants to
Well,
pass.
that goes both ways, though.
Yeah, it does, but it's like you know what AD is gonna do for you most of the time. Jokic is so awkward. Like you don't know if he's gonna, like you said, you don't know if he's gonna score. You don't know if he's gonna put you in the post. You don't know if he's gonna do them behind the back passes. Like his game's so dynamic that AD, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna mess with AD,
Yeah,
bro. It's gonna be different because, like you said, he's gonna have to bring him out the paint. Either he's gonna do them jab steps, he's gonna shoot. Like you know what I'm saying. Like Jokic he's a different matchup.
yeah. The
He's like
thing
a
I'm most
jigsaw puzzle,
the
huh?
thing I'm most worried about the thing I'm most worried about that matchup is him bringing out the paint. I actually think Jokic is going to have a tougher time guarding AD than AD's going to have it.
I
Than
give you
AD
that.
is
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. Whoa.
guarding.
Mm,
Well, I
uh,
mean, bro, like Jokic is going. I'm telling you right now, Jokic is going to have a tough time dealing with
he
fucking
can't play
AD.
defense, but I mean, it's gonna be both ways though, bro. It's gonna be both
Yeah,
because
but AD. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but he might be the best defender in the league, bro.
he is.
I
But
mean, he might be.
he's going against a player that just averaged like 35, 10, and 10.
100%, 100%. But if there was
That's crazy.
If there was, yeah, that is crazy. If there was one player that could, play some defense on him, it would be AD. It
You
would.
right.
I
You're
mean,
right actually. So let's see if yeah, we're gonna see if he could dominate that matchup, bro. If Jokic can
I'm I'm,
dominate AD, Nuggets
I'm
probably
worried about
win the
him taking.
series.
That's what I'm worried about. Is him taking out. That's the number one thing I'm worried about because Jokic can actually hit a three.
He's
So
going
that
okay.
I mean, it's-
He's gonna take him out the paint for sure. I wouldn't see why he
yeah,
wouldn't.
yeah, and Jokic can nail threes. So
Yeah,
that's my big right there.
yeah, no, for sure.
see,
So
we got Bruce in the comments, man. If y'all want to come in here, hit the like button, man. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe.
Wait, what y'all think about that? I don't know if y'all seen that game 6 with the Celtics and the Philly,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you
and
were Tatum was booty cheeks for most of the game, and he
and
came
so
coming in.
exactly, and then at the end of the game, he was like, I'm humbly one of the best players in the world, which I thought that was hilarious because he
Yeah,
played
that's.
terrible for 2 games exactly,
I think
and then shows
he
up.
out like 0 for 11.
Man, it was bad. He was missing wide open layups too. So I don't even want to hear this. It was a fatigue thing. Like he was missing crazy shots that he makes. I'm like, what is he doing?
Bro, I
And
don't want to hear that when you're in your 20s, bro.
yeah, nah.
I don't want to hear that when you're in your 20s.
Yeah,
bro.
nah, bro. Like I just thought that, and they I watched that game. They won that game off the back of Marcus Smart and Malcolm Brogdon for sure. Just those 2 guards alone, they was doing everything on the floor. Jaylen Brown, he looked like he was injured. JT was nowhere to be found. I was like, what's going on with the Celtics? And then Philly couldn't close it out. I'm like,
I think the Heat gonna beat. If the Celtics get through, I think the Heat gonna beat the
they
Celtics.
probably
So,
will because they're two stars, Jaylen Brown and Jason. I'm like, what is going on right now? They just look like they're just lost, especially JT. I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't trust the Celtics. Never have. I've never trusted the Celtics.
Bro,
Just
I
is
don't blame
looking
you.
so much too much like the bubble, man. It's looking just like the bubble.
Literally,
isn't that crazy how all the bubble teams are making it through, man? Ain't that crazy?
that is crazy. That is crazy, bro. I mean, you can kind of blame the refs a little bit, but that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I kind of agree, bro. The Celtics to me, they just throw me, and then they're so talented. It's just like I don't understand what their game plan is. Sometimes I just don't. If you're gonna rat
This
off the back of JT, I think you're just gonna fail.
Yeah, because he's not mentally. To me, he's not mentally that guy.
Clearly, man, he definitely is not, bro. And then I just hated that comment, bro. I really did. I was just like JT, like
he said, I'm
you
one of the
just
best in the world, man. You know what
he
I'm saying?
just saved his career in 50 seconds. Like they should
Yeah.
have lost that game, bro. Like if they was feeding Embiid the way they was supposed to in the post, Maxey was pretty like they're Philly's not supposed to lose that game. Like that's why I think they're gonna
Now
lose
they're
the
going to
series.
lose the series.
Yeah, exactly. Because you beat them at home. Uh Celtics, they don't have two of their best stars not showing up, and then you don't win that game? Are you serious? Get
Yeah,
the
man.
fuck out of here.
Yeah. It's a situation where, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. It looked like JT was really throwing the series, honestly. That's what it looked like.
Yeah. Game 7 is tomorrow, so
Yeah,
Wait,
I definitely got Celtics.
is that a 2-day break they got?
Yeah. I think it's
they play
Mother's
tomorrow.
Day.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but
Jason
I
But you
was
Tatum
know,
4-1 in Game 7. Only lost to the Cavs. Yeah, they're gonna win the game. I think Boston's gonna win.
for sure.
Yeah,
the scheduling's kind of weird in this playoffs, bro, because some series there's like 2-day breaks. Some series it's only it's every other day. I don't know why they don't just keep it this. I don't know. It's weird.
I think they're doing it because well, I don't know if they did this for Game 7 or I think it's Mother's Day, one of the two.
No, because the Lakers Warriors was literally every other day. Even if it went to Game 7, it would have been every other day. And then the
That's weird.
Clippers the Clippers versus Suns was every other day. But then like the Lakers first series was like had 2-day break. I don't know. It's weird, bro.
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know what
We always get messed up with the scheduling by the league.
I
That's
just don't
what
know why they don't this thing. It's like what the fuck?
they don't.
Well,
They
he
don't
said
like the
Jason Tatum
Clippers.
4-1 in Game 7's only lost to oh, that's what you was reading right there.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, you guys know what that one loss was?
Oh, LeBron. Oh, go ahead, man. Hey, bro, that 2018 LeBron, that was one of the best LeBrons I've ever seen.
that was the best. Well, that was the most dominant one.
Yes, two
That was
side step threes in the same spot.
2018 Cavs.
Oh my God! Like that was
LeBron was probably
game
the best
winners.
one.
Like you just said, he was doing anything.
Most 40-plus point games in a single postseason ever. Most game winners in a single postseason ever.
That run right there, that Kawhi run in 2019, and whatever Michael Jordan run you want to say, like that run was like an all-time great run. Like I give you
That
that.
was the best one I've seen. The 2019 Kawhi run was the best one I've seen.
I don't
And
blame you.
that's from an
Shit was like
individual player, just off of the fact of he didn't have the fact that the teams he beat and the dominance he showed on both ends of the court. Like he beat a Philly team. Think about this. He beat a Philly team with Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler, who the next season took that team to. So you're pretty much facing a team who had 3 stars on their team. He beat them, or the Raptors beat them. Then you go against Giannis in 2019, who was the MVP that year.
And favorites.
and favorites to win that series. They went 4 straight. And then you go up against the Warriors, who didn't have Kevin Durant, but when Klay Thompson was playing, they were already
Oh,
still up 3-1. So when people say Klay Thompson was the reason, like they were already up 3-1 over the Warriors. So I just look at the type of teams he beat, as well as the dominance he showed on both ends. I was like, this dude, that was when I, as far as what I've seen recently, that was the best one I've seen.
oh, for
Who was able
sure,
to win them all.
That's
for
the top
sure,
three
bro.
run for sure. But let me ask you this about that. Let me ask you this: Do you think that Cavs team without LeBron or that Raptors team without Kawhi is better?
Definitely the Raptors
Uh,
team without Kawhi.
yeah, sure. No, LeBron, yeah, for sure. I agree with that, bro. Because LeBron he just carried that. He carried that team.
I'm just talking about who won it all. That's why I give it to
True,
Kawhi.
true.
Yeah, but no,
That's
you gotta,
I get
bro. But here's my thing about LeBron, bro. Like, I'll give this to you. LeBron is one of those players that he doesn't need a lot for him to take his team over the hump. Like LeBron is built like that. Not a lot of players are built like that in NBA history. Like, there's not a lot of players like that, bro. Like,
There's really only two. Well, not two, but there's really only two that did it multitude of times. Jordan and LeBron. Really only two dudes that could put it on their back like that.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Like
Kawhi could do it
maybe.
too. Kawhi
Yeah.
did it many times. It's just the fact that people look at his first few years with the Spurs, but he did it in 2017. They had the Spurs with LaMarcus Aldridge as their second best player. I think that's when they had like a 60-win season. That's when Tim Duncan retired, and then they did it in 2019, where the Raptors never won anything, and he had Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam playing at another level. And then you look at really, even with the Clippers. That's why I was if the Clippers were able to win a title, that would be two. That would be three franchises and two teams who never won a single title, never won anything.
That's crazy. If he
Yeah,
has
true.
down his resume, that's crazy. But here's my thing about Kawhi. What you just said, like I'm not saying he's better than LeBron at all. But I'm like what you just said, like his impact on offense and defense is to me is better than what LeBron does. Just his impact on the floor, like that's why they have so much faith in Kawhi. Like even in that Sun series, bro, like the way it's just the way he plays, bro. He makes winning plays, rebounding, whatever you want to do. Like he's gonna elevate his teammates. Like you said, Kyle Lowry was a folder. You put Kawhi next to him, he's a champion. He was a
Yeah,
folder, bro. He
they
was
pretty
not.
much up. They pretty much upgraded. So they had DeMar and they upgraded. But
Facts, but facts.
that Raptors team was a good team, bro. That wasn't
No, it
like
was a
no.
good team for sure, bro. But Kyle Lowry was not that guy before Kawhi came, bro.
No,
I
I'm not saying Kyle Lowry's not winning anything as the lead guy. I'm not saying that. What I
yeah,
am saying is they took DeMar and they pretty much upgraded. So that was a
hell
team
yeah,
that was already pretty much a 60-win team that was already they could have gone to the finals if they weren't so goddamn scared of LeBron. They probably could have gone. They probably could have beat anybody but a LeBron-led team. They were just so scared. They were just terrified of LeBron. So that team
Now that
was
I will
that
agree with.
that team was one superstar away of doing something, and they
yeah.
got
Because they
then
was going, they was winning like 50+ games and then winning 60
they were
plus.
winning 60 games, 50 some
Yeah,
one game, getting for top three seed, damn near. I mean, come on. I mean, that wasn't no scrub team.
of
Like
course. And Mount Marcus All, and yeah, no, they had a squad, bro. I agree with you, bro. They had Ibaka, damn near at the end of his prime, but he was still good. Like, no, you're right. They definitely had a squad though. But Kawhi he just takes you
he
over
just
that.
took him over the top. Yeah, he took him over the top.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's the type of player he is, bro. You plug him in to whatever team you really got, and then he's just gonna take you there. Like, and they say KD does that too, which KD does, but I think KD just needs a little bit more than what Kawhi has. Kawhi's like, okay, I got this dude, I got this dude. I'm just
I
gonna take you
think,
there.
yeah, I
I think
think
this
too
the
many
Suns gonna be
players, like the too many players. I think there's not too many players who. I mean, LeBron just throughout the whole league has the upper hand mentally of a lot of players, like who just basically before they step on the court, they're already, think they're gonna get beat. I don't see too many players outside of Kawhi Kawhi, who's proven like he don't care who you are, like he's going at you. He don't want to be friends with you. He don't want to try to talk to you. Like he don't try to be that buddy stuff. I see other players doing that, and I think that's the edge LeBron gets over a lot of these guys. Not taking away his greatness, but he definitely is a smart, calculated person, and that's why I think he gets that mental edge, and that's why I think the Raptors were terrified of him. They were asking for autographs after the game. So
What?
Well, honestly, bro, uh, the greats, they do that to players. Though I mean, all the greats have done that. I mean, MJ,
that's
Kobe,
true.
all those players had that effect on other teams. There's tons of stories of MJ and Kobe, teams, players being like shook and all this shit before they played them. So I mean, that just comes with the territory of being in that upper echelon.
But did you
That
see
does though,
them
bro.
like? Did you see like them trying so hard to be friendly, like be friends with them? I just think they do it in a
Yeah, I know
different
what you're
way.
talking about. No,
I think they did it on the court. I think Jordan, Kobe did it on the court. I think LeBron is more so like he'll kill you on the court, but he'll use certain tactics to get the edge over you.
That's definitely
well,
LeBron.
have you ever heard those?
MJ was more
You ever
genuine.
heard those MJ stories? Yeah, have you ever heard the MJ stories though of players would accuse him of like MJ like befriending them in the off season and getting all cozy, getting
I
buddy.
did hear that. I did hear that. I did actually hear that. Um, how
There's
true it
similar
is, I don't know,
to.
but I've never.
I
I
like it
don't.
though.
Jordan tried to deny like those certain stories were true. I don't know how accurate it is, but I could see Jordan doing it
I believe he's
like he
ultimate
off
competitor.
ultimate
I
chess
believe.
player. Kobe didn't do
Yeah,
that though. Kobe did not hang out with people. Kobe did not make business deals with people. He was your enemy. He didn't do that.
Yeah, he was a little more
well,
straightforward.
He was people looked at Kobe as arrogant for a reason because he wasn't the go along, get along type of person. That's the whole niche that people got on him. Like he didn't play nice. He didn't like being around
well,
people.
did you guys watch that documentary on?
What, The Last Dance?
Did you, no, the Redeem Team, where the
I did
Olympics,
watch
where
that. I
Kobe,
watched that.
Kobe, they. Yeah, remember that part where they said like Kobe, no, he didn't talk to any players. He wasn't friends with any players. He was just to himself.
Yeah.
Like he
Yep.
didn't talk to nobody. Like
It
that's
was
just how he
purely
was.
locked in. But I think yeah,
I
no,
always
that's how
said, bro,
Kobe was.
I think his prime was in the '90s, bro. If his prime was in like the '90s stretch, I think he would have killed it, bro. I think he would have been.
You said, wait, say that one more time?
I think Kobe, his prime was if his prime was in the '90s, not in the the 2000s. I think his number, because people kill him for his efficiency and all that. I think he would have had similar efficiency to MJ because the defense in the '90s with the legal defense, he could play more ISO. So I think Kobe would have had actually more just
Oh, your mic's cutting in and out, but I'm gonna have to. Hello, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
you hear me?
Kobe has the most. Yeah, I heard you said his efficiency would have been better in the '90s.
Yeah, because of illegal defense. So in the 2000s, you could sag off your man and play help defense. In the '90s, you could, because it was man only defense. You could have more ISO situations, more one-on-one situations, and Kobe would have
Yeah,
killed him.
you might be right about that, but here's my thing with the efficiency, bro. I disagree with that because Kobe took way more shots than Jordan. He took
Oh,
he
I
took
got
way
rolled.
more shots. He took way more shots than Jordan. Jordan, his shot selection was way more smarter than Kobe's. Uh, and his mid range was. I mean, they both had obviously crazy mid ranges, but his mid range was probably a little more deadlier and his fadeaway was a little more deadlier. You know what I mean? Like it's like he wouldn't have been more efficient than Jordan, bro. I'm sorry, Jordan averaged 30 on almost 50% shooting. That's not because of accident shooting. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. He's the most efficient shooting guard in the NBA. So no, I disagree with that. Kobe has
Yeah,
most
the
of his shots.
shot selection Kobe took was what made him inefficient. But I have to agree. I think if the defense, like I think Kobe at that time they played. I think the early 2000s was the most physical era of all time. Just
Mm,
how much they packed the paint. Like those games were ending like at 75, 77 points. That's because of how physical the defense was. Kind of
mm.
like a lot like how that Miami New York game was yesterday was very physical. That's why the score was so low. That's how the entire year or seasons were in those early 2000 years, right? So that's the type of defenses Kobe had to go up against. If you put Kobe in this era, dude, he could average shit close to 40 points a game.
Yeah, it'd be Devin Booker times 5.
Yeah, so
Like
for
it'd
him
be
to
Devin.
average that in that era, that shows how great, how skilled, how much of a great scorer he was. Honestly,
Yeah, because they was playing some hardcore defense, like you said, bro. And but even like I guess my argument to that is even after that era, he still shot poorly. Like he's just Kobe, just so he was a shot maker, shot breaker, like type of player, and he made difficult shots. But and kind of to my argument is like even the way Kawhi plays, we don't say he plays like Kobe. We say he plays like MJ just because his shot selection and the way you know what I'm saying, the way his shots are timely. So it's like Kobe just took a bunch of crazy shots, man. He even took a shot off with using his left hand at one point, right? Yeah, bro. I don't know. Oh shit, but I'm guessing you about to end the chat.
yeah, man. Um, hit the like button, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Hit that Cash App, hit the PayPal, all that, man. About to be done in a few minutes. So what's your predictions for both series? Is Kirkland about who's gonna win between the Lakers and Denver, and also the Heat against the Celtics or the Heat against the Sixers?
So if I'm the Heat, honestly, I think I want the Celtics because I think they're a little bit more mentally fragile, especially because the way we was talking about JT, bro. I think Jimmy can take advantage of that. So if the Heat versus Celtics, I'm probably gonna pick the Heat. If it's Philly versus Heat, I'm picking Philly just because Joel Embiid is healthy. And the Nuggets and Lakers, I want to say Nuggets, but I feel as though the league is going to push towards Lakers. And I'm not saying the refs are going to really take control of the series, but I just feel as though the Lakers it's they're going to go to the finals this year. So my final predictions probably the Heat and the Lakers, bro. They're probably going to win. And I think that's what the league wants, bro. To be honest. So that's me.
You said so. You want the Lakers and the Heat?
Well, me personally, I mean, I would want the Celtics. I would want the Celtics versus I mean, the Celtics versus the Nuggets. That's just me. But I mean, I could take the Heat versus the Nuggets, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to go like that. So I got Heat, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I got Heat and Lakers.
I do not want to see that bubble again, man. I
I
do not want to see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad, bro. Like you said, because I mean,
Jimmy
Jimmy
has
can only
literally no star power around him. He doesn't
no,
have it, bro. I
no, he
mean,
doesn't.
as much as Jimmy, I love Jimmy. It's just, bro. I mean, even he, it's just too much to overcome. So I just don't. I want to see a competitive match. I don't want to see no Heat and Lakers, man. Be whack.
I agree with you, bro. I don't want to see that. I just feel that the league is gonna make it try to be like that. Like, uh, and like you said, Jimmy has a breaking point. So he does have a breaking point. Like I kind of want to see the Celtics just because I mean I do like the wing tandem between Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. I like those wings. You know,
Hmm.
as much shit as I talk about JT, I mean, he can ball. I just like Jaylen Brown better. But I would like to see the Celtics. I would like to see the Celtics and the Nuggets. Honestly, that's a good matchup. Celtics. I mean, I would like to see Celtics or Philly in the finals, not the Heat. I don't want to see the Heat. I agree with
I
you, bro.
want to see. I want to see the Heat and the Nuggets
That would
because
be tough.
I think I just want Jimmy to have a better opportunity um, to win a title. Like I really would not mind seeing if the Clippers don't win it since they're not in it. I would not mind Jimmy Butler win a title.
Got you.
I would like to see him win a title.
Got you. And he's playing like he deserves to win a title.
Yeah.
So,
So
so do you think the Nuggets? So, well, obviously, I guess the Nuggets would be his best chance.
yeah, if he plays the Nuggets, well, even that would be an uphill battle too. But only because I've seen the Heat and Lakers already.
Yeah, and this will be well, they both haven't won a ring.
Hmm.
The players on the Heat and the players on the Nuggets. But you know what they say? Usually the best player wins in the series, and Jokic would be the best player. The second best player would be Jimmy, and then Jamal Murray, and then probably Bam. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
Nuggets will have the advantage, but Jimmy can will them. So I see what you mean. So yeah, we'll see, bro. It's gonna be interesting, bro. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see.
Yeah, man. All right, bro. We
All
appreciate you
right, bro.
coming on, man.
Oh, no doubt, man. Appreciate you for having the live chats. What's your next one? Like after what? Tomorrow? Probably
Yeah,
after the
tomorrow,
game.
me and Rick will be on tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely talk about that Celtics and Philly, bro. 'Cause I'm just interested to see how the Celtics. I just didn't like how I don't know what's going on with that franchise right now because it's looking like if they lose, they're going to trade Jaylen Brown or JT. That's just me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they'll trade JT. I think they'll trade Brown.
That's crazy, man. Wherever Brown goes, he's going to thrive.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Heard that, but all right, man. I'll talk to you, BJ.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
All right, y'all. So just finished up, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. Definitely appreciate y'all coming through, man, for sure. And we will be back on tomorrow for the pregame between the Celtics and the Sixers, Game 7. And respectfully say until next time, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull live. Peace. Out of here like swimwear.